Dear man on the internet, and every last one in the cast and crew. When I first discovered Undertale the Musical, there were 20 songs in the playlist. So whichever song was the 21st to be uploaded is the one that I've been subscribed to you guys since. I really should have kept that in mind, actually, but whoops. As I watched that first video I saw from you, what really got me interested in this project was your talent. Just the beautiful art, the talented singers, the skillfully written lyrics, which of course are something to appreciate in and of themselves, but above them all lies something bigger, something that is personal to me. Altogether, these aspects of your videos perfectly capture this incredible story which I have grown not only to love, but to wish it was real with all my heart. Your musical has brought me one step closer to that unattainable goal, and for that, I thank you sincerely from the very bottom of my heart. Let's face it, many aspects of real life and human society is admittedly less than desirable, which is what draws me to fictional universes such as Undertale's. In my opinion and experience, all of the best video games, movies, and shows provide to their audience characters to whom they can relate, or at least empathize, and a world in which they can find a second home, should they need an escape from their first. This is why I think I have become so emotionally attached to such series as Steven Universe and Undertale, the latter being more relevant to this particular event, but the former being the first instance where I discovered this feeling I had for it. As a passionate music and art lover, and especially with a focus on singing, I can play instruments, just not well. Your musical has brought to audible life this fictional world that I love, and shaped it into something I can hear, see, feel, and experience. I'm not just playing the game. I'm not just watching the videos. I'm there, in the story, seeing it all unfold and empathizing with each character as I rediscover their backstories and experiences and thoughts in lyrical form. All this I feel as I watch your channel and think to myself, dear God, if only I was actually there. Because the thing is, I am there in my mind. I can see it and I can hear it, and if I think hard enough, I can feel it. But when it comes down to it, I'm really just a kid wearing headphones and lost in their phone screen, humming along a little too audibly. I suppose one could say I have a tendency to idolize the creators of my favorite series. At that point, I adopt a habit of calling them literally magic and the best human beings on the planet. But more than that, I hold an intense longing to become a part of what they do, to be a part of their story. I could sing with some of my favorite people while sharing with their audience the feelings I have had or wish I could have. Take hopes and dreams, for example. If I am left alone in an empty house with no one else around for anxiety reasons, I can sing along to Hopes and Dreams in the living room at full volume, on the TV and everything. I sound decent, I sing powerfully, and it feels freaking fantastic. One line, though, feels especially so. It happens to be this one. You think that you could ever defeat me? It's loud, it's strong, it's empowering. It gives me a sense of invincibility, which I am experiencing through Azrael that I can't experience within my own real life. It gives me strength. It gives me power. You can't defeat me. I'm Azrael hecking Dreamer, and I have the souls. I'm not some anxious schoolchild anymore. Now that is a feeling I'd love to have. Of course, even within these fictitious, magical characters, we can still find reflections of ourselves. Immediately after Hopes and Dreams comes his theme. Now we meet the real Azrael, the young child who'd been concealed behind the face of Hopes and Dreams. He's small and helpless and afraid. He's lost something before and isn't ready to lose another. He wants to do something. He wants to help. But he finds there's nothing he can do. His imagined powers from before are no longer there. He is thrust back into a sorrowful reality. Okay. I just gotta pause for a second because holy crap, I'm poetic when I'm tired. It was super late when I wrote this, and are you seeing what I'm writing? Dang. It's deep enough as it is knowing that that's the story, but somehow I was still able to parallel it with my own life, and that kind of freaking scares me, man. I don't know why. It's weird. I don't know. Anyway, I suppose the point I'm trying to make is that I connect personally with these characters, not just Asriel, of course. I also find pieces of myself in such favorites of mine as Toriel, Napstablook, Alphys, and even Metaton. And your musical representations of these characters really link me to them even closer. I feel like they're there. They're talking to me. I am a part of the story that they are a part of. They're my friends. This connection has led to, honestly, an insatiable desire to be a part of some sort of performance of this musical. But if there were like a live performance or something of some kind, which no doubt there could be, in my opinion, it would probably be completely impossible for me to be a part of it. I mean, that sounds selfish and all. It's your musical after all. It's you who decides what goes into it. Don't take this as me trying to get your attention or anything. I would never do something like that, trust me. I have fully accepted that my desires to be a bigger part in this story will likely never have the chance to be acted upon in this particular instance, I don't think. This is just me rambling appreciatively about how Undertale the Musical has affected me. It has linked me closer to what otherwise would be unreachable. I am so dependent on fictional characters to be there when reality is making me wish I wasn't required to be part of human society. I am so attached to these fictional characters and their worlds and their stories, and to these relationships I have with these characters that don't exist. Yeah. And though I can never truly reach them, you, through the power of your voices, your art, your lyric writing, have created something that has gotten me about as close as I'm gonna get. That's not something that can go unnoticed. And for that, I can never thank you enough. You are the best the Undertale fandom has to offer. Does this rant just make it clear how messed up my brain is that I have closer relationships with a fictional family of anthropomorphic goats and their odd bunch of friends, neighbors, and acquaintances than I have with people I've got a chance at interacting with? Or does everyone wish Undertale was as real as much as I do? But yeah, bottom line is, the work you have put in to make Undertale the Musical is met with nothing but eternal appreciation and admiration from me. It's become a part of my daily life that I wouldn't trade for anything that this reality has to offer. I was gonna say, except for if the fictional characters were actually real, but even if they were, and first of all, reality doesn't have that to offer, because it's reality, and second of all, even if they were real, I would still sing Undertale the Musical, because it's just that important to me. I'm gonna stop now. I sound weird enough. I swear I act normal sometimes. Was that convincing? Did I convince you? Stay determined, my friends, just as you keep me determined. And let me just say, this appreciation rant took me an hour and a half to write. It's also longer than pretty much any fanfiction one-shot I have ever been able to write, ever. And I have absolutely no regrets. Thank you.